Chapter 2: Whispers of the Pantheon. The neon-drenched streets of New Shanghai pulsed with life as Zeke made his way through the crowded thoroughfares. Holographic advertisements flickered overhead, promising everything from neural enhancements to virtual paradises. New Shanghai was a marvel of modern engineering and a testament to humanity's unrelenting drive to survive and thrive. Built upon the ruins of the old world, it rose like a phoenix from the ashes of a once great civilization. The cityscape was a chaotic blend of towering skyscrapers, their glass facades reflecting the dazzling array of lights, and ancient structures that had withstood the test of time, now retrofitted with the latest technology. Each district had its own unique flavor. The central business district was a hive of activity, dominated by corporate towers that stretched into the clouds, home to the world's most powerful conglomerates. Here, executives with implanted neural interfaces conducted business at the speed of thought, their every move orchestrated by artificial intelligence. In stark contrast, the lower levels of New Shanghai were a maze of narrow alleyways and crumbling buildings, where the city's less fortunate scraped by. These districts were a melting pot of cultures and subcultures, where black market tech dealers, street performers, and rogue AI programmers coexisted in a fragile harmony. The air was thick with the scent of street food vendors, peddling everything from synthetic meat skewers to bioengineered delicacies. The city's infrastructure was a marvel in itself. An intricate web of maglev trains and automated buses ensured that no corner of New Shanghai was inaccessible. Below the surface, a labyrinthine network of maintenance tunnels and sewers provided shelter for those who had fallen through society's cracks, a hidden world teeming with its own kind of life. But beneath the gaudy veneer of progress and prosperity, a current of unease ran through the city. Zeke felt it in the way people's eyes darted nervously, in the hushed conversations that died away as he passed. Everyone in New Shanghai knew, on some level, that they were merely pieces on a vast, unseen game board. And the players? They were known only as the Pantheon. As he navigated the labyrinthine streets towards the Blun Drop location, Zeke's mind wandered to the stories he'd heard over the years. The Pantheon was everywhere and nowhere, a shadow organization so deeply entrenched in the fabric of New Shanghai that separating fact from fiction had become nearly impossible. New Shanghai's history was as layered and complex as the city itself. It was founded in the aftermath of the Great Collapse, a period of global upheaval that saw the fall of many nations and the rise of megacities. The founders of New Shanghai envisioned a utopia built on the principles of technological advancement and economic prosperity. But as the city grew, so did the disparity between its inhabitants. Some said the Pantheon had been born in this aftermath, when traditional governments crumbled under the weight of ecological disasters and economic upheaval. In the power vacuum that followed, a group of visionaries, or opportunists, depending on who you asked, had stepped in to restore order. Others claimed the Pantheon's roots stretched back much further, to ancient secret societies that had manipulated world events for centuries. These conspiracy theorists pointed to symbolism found in corporate logos and government seals, insisting they were hidden messages from the all-seeing eye of the Pantheon. The truth, as always, was likely somewhere in between, but one thing was certain. In New Shanghai, the Pantheon's influence was inescapable. Zeke paused at a street corner, waiting for the signal to change. A news broadcast played on a nearby holoscreen, reporting on the sudden bankruptcy of MediCorp, one of the city's largest pharmaceutical companies.
In a shocking turn of events, the perfectly coiffed anchor announced, Medicorp CEO Liang Wei has disappeared, leaving thousands of employees jobless and millions of customers without access to vital medications. Authorities have launched an investigation, but sources close to the company suggest corporate espionage may be to blame. Zeke snorted. Corporate espionage was the official explanation for everything these days, but those in the know understood the truth. Medicorp had fallen out of favor with the Pantheon. He thought back to a conversation he'd had with Koji a few months earlier, when rumors of Medicorp's impending doom had first started circulating in the underground. "Mark my words," Koji had said, his eyes gleaming with the fervor of a true believer. Medicorp is going down. Word is, they've been developing some kind of super antibiotic that could put half the pharmacorps out of business. "So what?" I asked, replying, sipping his synthetic whiskey. Koji leaned in close, lowering his voice. "Not when it threatens the Pantheon's control over the population. Think about it. A cure for most bacterial diseases? That's too much power in the hands of one company. The Pantheon likes to keep things balanced." At the time, Zeke had dismissed Koji's ramblings as paranoid speculation. But now, watching Medicorp's fall play out on the news, he wasn't so sure. The signal changed, and Zeke continued his journey, the weight of the pulse pistol at his hip a comforting presence. As he walked, he reflected on other whispers he'd heard over the years about the Pantheon. There was the story of the vanishing district, a bustling neighborhood that had simply ceased to exist overnight. One day it was there, the next, nothing. No buildings, no people, not even a hole in the ground. Official records insist the district never existed at all, but those who remembered it spoke in hushed tones of experimental technology and deals with extra-dimensional beings.